Hi you guys, my name is Cherita. Oh, welcome to my channel. Alright you guys, today is going to be a relatively quick video, I hope. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this person who made some disgusting remarks about children because of their stance when it comes to the national anthem. So if you guys are interested in this video, go ahead and keep watching. Before I get started, make sure you click subscribe for new content whenever I post, and also do not forget to click the notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a video. So let's get started. She's blue. Xylee, I'm coming for your brand. No, I'm joking. All right, if you guys don't know the story or the situation already, there was a high school basketball game. It was a girls' basketball game. Norman High School, I want to say the name of the school is. Well, during the national anthem, right before the national anthem, the two announcers were speaking, and when the national anthem, before the national anthem played, one of the announcers said, "All right, we'll be right back after the national anthem." Assumed that the mic turned off. One man in particular just starts berating these children. Now, mind you, this is a high school basketball game. These are children. And what happened was the athletes took a knee, which they're allowed to. They took a knee because, we're going to find out why. The minute they take a knee, the one man, I don't like calling him that because he's not a man, he's scum. The one person, his name is Rowan, he just starts berating these children. Oh my God, are they taking a knee? That's effing disgusting. I can't believe that. Effing N-words. Yes, with the hard ER. That should have been obvious. But then continues. Oh God, I hope they lose. I hope they get their asses handed to them. Are they even saluting the flag? Sir, the national anthem is being played. Shh. The one thing that these athletes were not doing was they were not disrespecting the national anthem, whilst this grown human being is talking through the entire thing about how he doesn't agree with what they're doing. That's fine. You don't have to agree with it. But then he goes on again, effing N-words. And at this point, I think somebody heard it because then the microphones went off and the national anthem was still going. I'm not going to insert the clip here, but I most definitely will leave a link so that you guys can hear it. And here's the thing. The reason why these athletes were kneeling is to peacefully protest racial injustices in the United States. That Matt character is the reason why people kneel. Why did he think it was okay to, one, disrespect the national anthem, and two, to call children out of their names? They weren't doing anything. They kneeled. They didn't talk during the national anthem. They paid their respects. Kneeling, the difference between kneeling and standing, not much. Like people have said before, when you propose to your significant other, what do? You get down on one knee. How many prayers are done on their knees? Kneeling is not a sign of disrespect. Disrespect is talking through the national anthem. And if you guys know anything about the Colin Kaepernick situation and why he started kneeling or whatever, at first he sat through the national anthem, sat like this. And he then had a conversation with somebody in the military, somebody active in the military. They discussed their differences. And the guy that's in the military told Colin Kaepernick, hey, I'm glad that this is what I fought for. I fought for your rights to do this. However, sitting is disrespectful. Can you at least kneel? Can we agree? Can we come to a happy medium? And Colin said, sure. And he's been kneeling ever since. People have been kneeling ever since. But what people don't do is they don't talk during the national anthem. They don't drop F-bombs during the national anthem. They don't use racial slurs during the national anthem. Yet this man human being, was doing all of that. And I bet you he said it. He thinks what they're doing is disrespectful, but what he was doing was not. Make it make sense. Like, the hypocrisy is blinding. It was right there in his face. So then, here's the kicker. He comes out with a statement. I knew when somebody says something so blatant and so foul like that, we don't need an apology because you said what you meant and you meant what you said. So any kind of apology or excuse, keep it. Unless you're going to come out and say, hey, I'm racist, there's literally there's nothing else to talk about. Nothing. But this man, I don't know if he's trying to save his job. I don't know if he's trying to save his company because he owns some kind of streaming company. I think that's where the basketball game was being streamed, was through his own company. I could be wrong. I don't know if he was just trying to save face. Either way, this apology didn't make it any better. So let's just read it. I, Matt Rowan, on Thursday, March 11th, 2021, most regrettably made some statements that cannot be taken back. Regrettably? No. You said it with your chest. Twice. You do not regret what you said. You regret that you were caught. So, already not liking it. During the Norman High School girls basketball game against Midwest City, I made inappropriate and racist comments believing that the microphone was off. However, let me say immediately, that is no excuse. Such comments should have never been uttered. So he just admitted. He made racist comments thinking the microphone was off, meaning he was going to say them regardless. He thought their microphone was off, so he said those racist comments. He doesn't say things in front of Black people, but he'll say whatever it is behind their backs, behind closed doors, at basketball games when he thinks the microphone is off. Wherever he thinks he's safe is where he's going to use these words. I am a family man. I am married, have 2 children, and at one time was a youth pastor. I continue to be a member of a Baptist church. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, I have embarrassed and disappointed my family and my friends. Baby, what does this have to do with anything? I don't care you go to church. I don't care that you got kids. I don't care that you're married. I'm more worried about you being a youth pastor. I'm more worried about these kids that may look up to you as a role model. I'm worried about these Black and brown kids that you truly don't even like. Let one of your old students kneel for the flag. Kneel during the national anthem. Are you going to call them out their name? Probably, but godly, right? Godly. I will state that I suffer type 1 diabetes, and during the game my sugar was spiking. While not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. I do not believe I would have made such horrible statements absent my sugar spiking. Did he just say I was drunk and didn't know what I was doing? Did he just say that? Because that's the excuse I heard. And then he just said not to excuse it, but usually when you start out a sentence with I'm not, but you're that thing, or you're going to be that thing, or you're saying that thing. Not to excuse it, but you're going to excuse it. Not to be racist, but you're going to say something racist. Now, I know a few people that are type 1 diabetic, and I've never witnessed any racial slurs when their blood sugar starts to spike. He really blamed it on the sugars. He really sat here and blamed it on the sugars. During this time, I was with a colleague and friend, Scott. Scott was not the one that made these comments. It was me and me alone. It is not my desire to shirk my responsibility in this matter, and I certainly do not want Scott to share in the blame of this most unfortunate incident. But here's the thing. You felt comfortable enough saying these things in front of Scott. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Scott has said these things in the past or whatever, but why did you feel so comfortable? Is it because Scott is white? Is it because you assume that he holds the same views as you? Why are you so comfortable just using that word as if he was going to agree with you? It is so harmful to, one, have these views, and to, two, spread them so willy-nilly. While the comments I made would certainly seem to indicate that I am racist, I am not. I have never considered myself to be racist, and in short, cannot explain why I made these comments. Because you're racist. Just because you don't consider yourself racist doesn't mean that me and probably millions of other Black people consider you racist. Like, sorry to break it to you, pal, but just because you don't consider yourself racist doesn't mean you're not, because you are. That's exactly what you are. This whole thing, what I said was racist. It may seem like I'm racist, but it's not racist. So you're telling me if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, his name is Duck, it waddles like a duck, it's a giraffe? Like, is that the conversation we're having? Because I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. I offer my most sincere apologies for the inappropriate comments made and hope that I can obtain forgiveness. I specifically apologize to the Norman High School girls basketball team, their families, their coaches, and their entire school system. Additionally, I offer my apologies to OSSAA and NFHS Network. Further apologize to all involved in this situation and simply to the entire sports community. You can take your apology and shove it. And I know people will be, people will say, oh, I thought the left, you guys were supposed to be tolerant. There are some things that you don't tolerate. Racism is one of them. Do I have to go back to my annoying phrase? Do I have to go back? We don't tolerate intolerance. Bigotry, racism, homophobia, all that, intolerable. You don't put up with it at all. You do not tolerate intolerance. And that's what all that stuff is. So nope. Tired of forgiving people. Forgiving people so then the next person can do it and get away with it. Because what's going to happen the next time an announcer does it? Y'all remember, what was his name? Oh, them some nappy-headed hoes. You guys remember him? He kept his job. Nothing happened to him. Now you got this Matt guy. You know why? Because it was tolerated. He assumed he could say it and get away with it because somebody else has done that. There are no other words to explain what occurred. This is something for which I must take responsibility, and I wholeheartedly accept responsibility for my words and actions. It is my sincere desire that I can obtain forgiveness for my actions and words. Then admit you're racist. Admit your biases. Admit that you're a bigot. And then seek help. Because at this point, you did not take responsibility for your words or your actions. It may seem like I'm racist, but you are. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. Think of it as like an addict. People refuse to admit their addictions. People will be full-blown addicts and refuse to admit their downfalls. This is almost the same thing. Admit that you are racist and then do the work and the due diligence to unlearn that racist mindset. How about that? That'd be fantastic. So anyway, that was my rant for today. If you guys saw the video, if you guys heard the video, let's discuss in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Also, do not forget to link up with me on my social media, especially Twitter. All of that information will be down below in the description box. Also, I have a Patreon, and you can also sign up for my membership on here, where are we? YouTube. But do not sign up for both because they both reap the same benefits. So until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Give me up, I wanna. Gotta work, go berserk, I gotta